So no, I'm not nationalized because I'm not nobody's slave. A nation is a corporation. A country is a corporation. We indigenous tribes of the land. We don't come from countries, and we don't come from corporations. We come from the earth itself, sovereign and unique individuals. Anybody tell you to get a nationality card is telling you to recontract with your sworn enemy. They your enemy too by ignorance. Yeah, mushrooms are really good for working on the endocannabinoid system or spirit body. Yeah, so what you need to do, Karen Ramirez, she said, I've seen faces in walls, floors, they show up all the time. I got a photo of two faces in my front door glass, the face of a demon and a child. Demons ain't what they told you. I'm not gonna get into that in this video because I just dealt with it like yesterday or the day before. But demons ain't what they told you. So when you have a dream, this is Nikki Janelle Stevens said, when you have a dream and your eyes are closed and crusts and you can't clean them to see, but you never get hurt, but you're walking and moving around. That means that you come from a very strong faith-based energy. You don't need eyes to see when your faith is strong. So this is what the church got to quote a scripture that says, I walk by faith, not by sight. That was a Freddie Price knock. That's Blue Moon. Travis Fox said recurring dream of being on a stone slab in a cave and I'm covered with snakes, but never bothered by them. So that's what it's a ritual to conquer your fear, your natural fear of snakes. And so that's telling me that you are from an Egyptian royal family because that's what that ritual was for. So Tina Miss Epson Johnson said, can you help me when a praying mattress lands on you? All right. This one got a 11:10 start time. On Babylon has fallen. So we're going to get into a few topics here. So I'm going to start off with my invites. I ain't done a video in a minute. I was hoping I didn't have to do no more anytime soon. But circumstances is getting ridiculous because people doing the dumbest shit in the world and then they wonder why they're suffering. So we're going to go over current events vaguely without using specific terminologies that would censor the content. So if you know your language, when I say crown, and you gonna know what I'm talking about. And this is more than what you think it is, but it's not as bad as you think it is. Right? So there are a lot of things taking place at the same time, and the average Joe, the regular people, don't have time to hit the books and study for 25, 30 years. Right? So this tells me that something dealing with the queen is Masonic in nature. And that is under the orders of Enlil, this Enlil, and the Queen Mother working together, right? But she ain't really working with him. I can't see what's in the middle, so I can't really tell you. And this is Sophia. This is wisdom under the shield. This Sophia, wisdom under the shield. That means that whatever this is, the war, right? The war is more important than raising the people. That's what this is saying. Now look, these exact two things right here. So this is telling me, out of wisdom, the money has the woman bound. Right? That's in Lil. All day long. This is signature. So now, that made me want to go back to Boaz. Who can I identify? The blue. Right? I identify the blue. What else can I... There's not a lot to identify Boaz. But see how Enlil is? He a peacock. You see how elaborate his is compared to Enki? He's a peacock. But look on the top. That's the top of the papal crown right there. That's the top of the papal crown right there. That's not the queen's crown. Now remember I told y'all I was looking for the crown with the ball on it and the cross. Remember? The ball and the cross. Now, let's go back. See? The ball and the cross. Right? So now, I got two parts of this three-part crown. If I can find the other part in the course of this, I don't have to get 33 knocks because I assembled the crown. Right? Now, I'm already in the number so astronomical, and I stopped taking count of knocks. Right? Because I think I got like 12 of them, but I'm pretty sure I'm up there. Now, we go to the barristers. Why do we go to the barristers? Because the Queen of England, hold on. We went over that. The Queen of England is the only one who can knight a barrister. The barristers are titles of nobility, right? So when you go into court, and you got a judge that's an honorable, you got a prosecutor and an attorney that's an esquire. That's an automatic conflict of interest. They represent the same people. Okay, now I got to go back to that seal. No, I don't. I ain't finna go through that. I wanted to go back and look for the, so now, as I scroll up, we see I had more posts that I put in, and then when I got up this morning, this. That means that I did my part. I did my part. I identified everything I needed to. Now I'm doing what you call assignments. This is an assignment to expose the Obama situation so y'all can understand it better without take the spooky shit out of it. That's all I'm trying to do. Take the spooky shit out of it. Now, let's go to, okay, now, let's look up Rosemary's Baby, the movie. I got another post that got all that stuff on it, but I think it'll just be faster for me to pull Rosemary's Baby up. Now, first of all, it was based on a true story. And this is where it gets interesting. Okay, in 1968, director Roman Polanski name jumped out and popped me in the head out the gate. Roman Polanski, hold on, people. This is an important call. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. That was an anomaly. All right, Roman Polanski got my attention because he was part of the. He was one of the he was part of the Manson's situation. So I'm gonna write his name here. I automatically have to write Charles Manson's name down. All right. Now, we just talking about Barack Obama being Rosemary's Baby, and now I got 3 anomalies that need to be investigated. The Roman Polanski angle, I have to resolve that as an issue, and I have to resolve the connection with Charles Manson. But let's see what we see in here. Okay, so director Roman Polanski adapted it. That means he changed it. Rosemary's Baby for Paramount Pictures. Ira Levine died in 2007. Look at the name. Ira Levine. The Irish Levite. That's what that name is. But that's not a hit on nothing yet. Taking with him the truth about just how much Rosemary's Baby is inspired by other stories. So he was a writer, right? He was a writer, Ira Levine, that wrote the story Rosemary's Baby. Okay, now, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of Rosemary's Baby, because the precursor to Rosemary's Baby was called the Demon Seed. But first, we're gonna get into Rosemary's Baby. Now, remember, the Obama's birth certificate had already been proven to be a fraud, and this is why. Where we going now is why his birth certificate was a fraud. Rosemary's Baby is a 1968 American psychological horror film with elements of supernatural horror, written and directed by Roman Polanski. Based on Rosemary's Baby, the book by Ira Levine. The cast features Mia Farrow. Now that Mia Farrow name get my attention because Mia Farrow is married to Woody Allen. I think his name is. Yeah, Woody Allen. And she left him because he imported him a girl. So Mia Farrow is one of the masters just pointing my attention to child sex trafficking. Then you got John Cassavetes. Then you got Ruth Gordon. Well, get my name is Ruth being a Masonic name, right? Flash Gordon of the 25th century, being a person from the future that's trying to save the galaxy from the destruction of wickedness, right? So that got my attention there, but that's still not enough to take it further than that. Sidney Blackmer, Maurice Evans. Now look, Sidney Poitier, Blackmer. This is a black person in name. We talking one drop of blood, doctor. This is a Moor. The film chronicles the story of a pregnant woman who suspects that an evil cult wants to take her baby for use in their rituals. So initially thought that it was the cult that was something wrong with, and they was trying to do some kind of evil rituals with her baby, right? But if you go down further, in 1965, Guy and Rosemary Woodhouse, that got my name. The Rosemary and the Woodhouse, right? That's a part of the Rosemary's Baby movie. Now, how do we connect it with Barack Obama? We have to find the jackal. So how do we find the jackal? Scroll down to... No, go up here, click Finding Page, type in jackal. It didn't show up. Okay, I noticed that Jack Nicholson was in here. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was some anomalies I seen earlier. I'm probably wearing down now from going over all this stuff. Go down some more. So I want to get to the part where Evans admires Polanski's European film and hope he convinced him to make his American debut with Rosemary's Baby. He knew oh, by the way, Roman Polanski was his wife died in the Manson murders, and he was about to come back over here, and he decided not to come back to America, because they was going to charge him with statutory rape on a minor for getting her pregnant, I believe. I'm not going to look Roman Polanski up right now, but when we start doing this in lecture form and book form, it's going to be a whole lot more fluid than this. This is just me studying and y'all just coming along for the ride to see how this is done. What's the time it is? All right, so I've been over here a little over an hour, right? I want to get a little more into this. Why did I pull that? Into this Barack Obama thing, right? Let me show you. Okay, they're talking about the casting. I'm not concerned with the casting. I want the plot. I want to get to the okay. Here we go. The plot. Okay. Three months later, Hutch dies. Before dying, he manages to briefly gain consciousness. Okay, now let's go here. One night, they plan to conceive. So the baby is playing. I'll tell you that right here. In the movie, the baby is a plot. It's a plan. Right here. Plan. That means they already know a baby gonna be made. Alright? Then it say, Minnie brings them individual cups of chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse is another thing that they call adrenochrome. Because this is actually made with a combination of chocolate, pureed infant livers, and tortured baby blood that they call adrenochrome, and they chill it, and then they give it to you as they call it chocolate mousse. That's what they do in their blood rights. Rosemary passes out and experiences a dreamlike vision in which she is raped by a demonic presence. Now, remember I told you that this book, or this story, is preceded by one called The Demon Seed. Now, let's go back. Right here, his conception was portrayed in Demon Seed as a computer human byproduct. When they say computer human byproduct, they mean a non-African that was made in Babylon, a pale-skinned European. So when we go over here, we click on here, and we put in, let's see, that was Demon Seed. And we go see what this movie is about. Now remember, we studying Rosemary's Baby, but the anomaly took me right to this movie, The Demon Seed. Now, let's see if we can get a synopsis of what this movie is about. Right? It says, child psychologist. Excuse me, y'all. Me and this phone, we be going through a thing. We don't always get along. But at least y'all been able to hear me today. This. Alright. Flip that back around there. Alright, look. Child psychologist Susan Harris, played by Julie Christie, lives with her husband, Alan Fritz Weaver. Right? Now, this don't seem like nothing right now. But for me, Fritz takes me back to wrestling for other reasons. Right? In a home operated by a computer program. Now, this is taking you to the Matrix and artificial intelligence. It says, when Alan invents Proteus 4, an artificial intelligence system capable of advanced thought, Alan's obsession with technology strains his relationship with Susan. Right? Now, the name Susan. Sue Sign. She told me don't deal with that name right now. She said I gotta do that another time. Alright, so here the release date is April 8th, right? 1977. Now this is getting my attention because of the 2 sevens. Now remember, it was a different thing, entirely different thing that was still 1977 we dealt with earlier in the video. So if I was doing this in without going over it with y'all, I would go back to that and determine what it was before I move forward. April is the 4th month. Now we talking 48. That's 4 years. That's 4 quarters. That's 4 12s. Right? It's 4 12s. Then it says box office, it made 2 million USD, United States denomination. Director was Donald Conwell. Now, let's get to what it say about the plot of the movie a little bit deeper. I'm going to go to the Wikipedia page on the movie. Now, we finna deal with the demon seed, and then we're going to go back to Rosemary's Baby, because I got to show y'all how this Obama. Now, let's go for a recap before we get into the demon seed. We already determined Barack Obama's birth certificate is a fraud. And I have the lady information, I think, on my computer that proved it was a fraud and it was a big hoax, right? So I got that. So the birth certificate is non-existent. My allegation is that these movies is telling the story of Barack Hussein Obama, right? And at this point, I said he was the demon seed out of Rosemary's Baby. And studying Rosemary's Baby brought me to this movie called Demon Seed, which furthers the story. Right? Demon Seed is a 1977 American science fiction film, and we went over all that. Right? Okay. So let's go down a little further and see what we see. Okay, now we get into the plot. All right, now it says Harris demonstrates Proteus to his computer sponsors, explaining that the sum of human knowledge is being fed into its system. Proteus speaks using subtle language that mildly disturbed Harris's team. Remember what they've been showing y'all with those artificial intelligence bots? This is it right here. Right? Remember? Proteus speaks using subtle language that mildly disturbs Harris's team. Now I can go and show y'all that. You go over here to YouTube, and then you say strange AI quotes. Okay, we got a 4:37 start time, and we're gonna bring this monkey on home. So, in searching those crests, quick recap. The day I was exposed to the key that led me to the Ankh. Earlier, I found everything on this Ankh except for a couple of things. So I'm going to see if we can't find out what these Hey, y'all all right in there? Alright, so I ran into a little technical difficulty for a minute there. So we're going to go and see if we can't bring this thing on home. So earlier, we was going over the symbols, and we was looking at the Ankh. The only thing I had to find is these two upright arms, right? And what these mean, the pyramids, right? Now, I noticed something about these arms is, unlike normal Egyptian glyph, these are disconnected here, right? And I noticed that there's a similarity in the ends at the top, but this one is a little bit bigger. So that's an incongruent. But while we was fighting the Kandra War, they was allowed to have whatever kind of government they wanted to have and to celebrate their own self and their own beauty standards. And we thought that that was excluding us when there is no comparison in us and anybody else in the known universe.
That's right. That's right.
So why in the hell would we give a damn if John Wayne won a motherfucking Oscar? I don't care.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right? But, you know, some people felt like, oh, it's racist that John Wayne can get a Grammy, but Sammy Davis can't, because Sammy Davis got the salt of the earth skill set. He's going to get it all of the Grammys. It's not going to be fair.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to get all of the awards, and then John Wayne and similarly situated characters are going to be without any awards because they trying to develop what Sammy Davis already was born with.
Yeah. So
they trying to activate the one drop of blood that they got on the plantation. Now all these motherfuckers passing and y'all still think that this white people.
Go ahead.
Them niggas is passing. Everywhere you see them big old booty white girls, them niggas is passing. Imitation of life. They passing. If you don't know what the genetic fuck up was, then you don't know what the cleanup looked like. Now I'm just looking at it because hindsight is 2020. It's easier to see what was being done than what is being done in the current.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So they done certain stuff. And then we wondering why we was excluded from everything. We got a double benefit. We was allowed to allow them to ascend, have ascension rights, and pre-karma allowed us to be all rich. In my father's house are many mansions.
Okay.
See, long as you don't let them trick you with this Snyder Act shit, it's an act. It just tell you right in it. It's an act.
Go ahead.
Go look the word act up, and then you understand what I'm talking about.
That's right, Rod.
It's an act. It's a ploy. Fuck that. I'm more interested in this motherfucking ADL lawsuit Farrakhan filed for $4.5 billion. That's more important to us than the Snyder Act.
Let's talk about it, Rod. Go ahead.
The Snyder Act is just to make sure that you can float their country, their government, for another 30 days, 90 days, or however many days they can get y'all to sign on for that bullshit. How is it going to even matter when they fiat is about to be gone? What they going to pay you in? Toilet paper?
That's what I'm saying.
They don't got no money. All of that is deception. If you don't see the deception, you bound to get trapped in it.
And they also said when they signed this Snyder's Act, these natives become citizens still under America. I said, oh yeah,
a citizen is a straw man.
Yeah, that's game.
A citizen is a straw man. They made sure that with the 14th Amendment, and as long as you're trying to be a citizen, you're trying to prove to them you're a Dred Scott 3/5 compromise slave. You deserve servitude because you're not competent to handle your own affairs. As long as you're not competent to handle your own affairs, then they got the right because they already contracted to take care of the imbeciles in law.
That's right.
The remedy for the imbecile that don't understand law is to find his kindred, his kinsman, his relative, his family member that know what the fuck going on and say, I'm riding with my cuz right here. I'm riding with my uncle.
That's right.
My granddaddy knew what was up.
That's right.
Right. And so we can't keep these people in power much longer
Right.
because the AI system is telling us that they are running out of the means to artificially float the government. They've been shedding pieces and bits down across the land, but we ain't paying it no attention.
Right.
Right? You got half of corporate America is off work for one reason or another, whether it's a strike, whether it's a supplier bankruptcy issue, Walmart, whether it's GMO removal from the system, burning down those chicken farms and beef farms and shutting down the food industry. Next is the textiles is being shut down because they seasoned ships that was trafficking in children under the pretense of trafficking textiles. All that stuff is falling apart. And Farrakhan just shot the fucking warlord in the head with that filing that lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's an open declaration by the organic people of the land of we ready to face you bitches now.
Yeah.
This shit about to go the fuck down, but y'all still want to be entertained.
That's right.
Everybody want to be entertained. Don't nobody want to be free. Entertain me when I'm free. I don't want no entertainment right now.
Hey, also not to mention that the person that helped pass that act name was Homer Schneider, who is Ashtar Command. So you put it together, man. It seems like everywhere I look, when we getting fingered from the back, it's Ashtar Command is standing behind. Even the Walter Plecker, he Ashtar Command. So it seems like Ashtar Command is always around some kind of way in the back, financiering with the black, working with the black hand, man. To me, that's what I think.
No, they don't work with them. They don't even get along. You can't put you can't put one of them in the room with the people that sent the dirty hand.
So
it's not gonna go well.
We got two different fractions working against us then. Ashtar Command on
look, Ashtar Command is not even participating, they just watching. They just watching. The ones from Prokianis, they just watching. Because if we get free, they get free. They send ships, a lot of the Pleiadian systems was under Enlil's rule off his mama land. So now all of those places that was once matriarchal, that was turned patriarchal and put in slavery, are going to be free when Earth break free. And the last battleground is called the United States of America.
When you say, when I say Ashtar Command, are you talking about the Pleiadians, or are you talking all the Nordics? I'm talking about the Nordics, the ones that influence.
They just watching. I know exactly who you talking about.
Yeah.
Most of those on the Federation are just watching. Really what it is it's the Earthborn straight up head to head versus Anunnaki. And everybody else is just standing around in the motherfucking stands like niggas do with their cameras while the police beating us to death. That's all they doing. That's why they keep using the term watchers.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're not participating. This is the final showdown between Tahuti and Enlil, and Enlil already lost. He been checkmated. Yeah, everybody else is on the sidelines doing this. Yeah, because they didn't think nobody can beat his pussy ass. I told him not to come down here fucking with the Earthborn, because if mama say knock you out, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Ain't nothing to talk about. Mama said knock you out. What we supposed to do, L?
Hey, knock you out. Like LL said.
That's it. You gotta go. Mom says you gotta go. You gotta go.
Tell you, Mama said knock you out. Nigga, I'm gonna knock you out. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
now look.
Huh.
It's cycles within cycles.
Yeah.
That's been the same repeat pattern for 6,000 years. Ever since Enlil brought his mirror-verse, inverted genitalia ass wife over here.
Yeah.
And called her the queen of earth.
Yeah.
No, the bitch can't call herself that, but you can call her the queen of the underworld, and she have to live under the Vatican. Bitch can't sit in Big Mama seat.
Go ahead.
The rules of the game, the rules of the game.
Yeah.
When you see how the game being played, then the rules will tell you what they are, because all you got to do, the ones that's cheating, if you pay attention to the rules they don't break, now you know what rules to use to your advantage.
Yeah.
Because they break some of the rules because they think they can get away with it on the turnabout being fair play. And because we being righteous, they don't think we'll turn that shit back around and use it on them. But Big Mama said, well, turnabout fair play. You can defend yourself if they attack you. Right? Mm-hmm. But if they don't attack you, then you can't attack them. Right? So that's back to the extension. How did the devil get an extension? We wouldn't stop whooping that ass. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't stop whooping that ass. I don't care which one of the cyclic parts of the story you break down, they was getting bopped upside the head every time.
That's right.
So they didn't think we hard-headed by nature. The ones us over here that they call American country bumpkin Negroes, we hard-headed.
Yeah.
They think that we ain't gonna ever be able to outlearn and outstudy them. But they got one problem that we don't. They get stuck in dogma.
That's right. Go ahead, Rod.
Right? We look over the dogma because it's not tied to a moral compass.
Yeah.
So as long as it's not tied to the compass, it's not even worth the navigation.
Hey, so I heard you talk about Enlil lost. So the war in Israel, man, because people was asking me, man, make sure you ask Rod about the war, what he got, what his perspective. And keep in mind, young people say young El is doing this or that, but me, keep in mind, I take in perspectives because people can say something's 3 and I'm looking at it as 2 on my side. Then if I walk on his side, it's really 3. So ours are perspectives. So just keep that in mind about the young El. I'm a 720.
Look,
Rod. Yeah, Rod. I gotta ask you this question, Rod, about the Israel war in Israel, man.
I'm about to get into it.
Hey, so they blow like I know it's like they don't like it's got to be some connection with us because they paying them. The United States paying them off of our backs for what happened to them, and they don't got nothing to do with us. So what, like the war in Israel, they sent them all this money. And we still ain't got paid yet. We still broke.
Listen, Israel is the 52nd state.
Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not an official state. Like Hawaii is not an official state, nor is Alaska. It's a 49 continental states.
Nor is Texas.
Texas is what they call the Lone Star State because Texas have the right to divide up into as many as 5 nations by separating from the congressional government on the land. That shit been already overthrown. So
right, that's right.
But the Israel was created by Britain, France, and the United States to honor the Balfour Declaration of World War I. This all laid out by Albert Pike in Morals and Dogma on how we gonna know when is it coming to an end.
I told you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rod. You told me to get this book.
Yeah. That's the whole layout of what we're seeing now. When he said that the final showdown would be between Islam and Judaism, they created both of them.
That's right.
Listen, Christianity was the first religion in the history of the world.
Go back, Rod. Go ahead.
They needed a backstory, so they created Judaism.
Go ahead.
Those people didn't have a Torah because the Torah was written after the New Testament.
Go ahead.
But what they had was called the Mishnah and the Talmud.
Go ahead.
And that came with them from the exile in Babylon. Everybody know about the Jewish exile and the Jewish captivity in Babylon.
That's right. That's right.
Why in the fuck would they want to go back over there?
Go ahead.
But knowing that the Jewish captivity of Babylon Babylon is at the base of a mountain called the Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Sinai is often translated as Mount Sion or Mount Zion.
Go in.
Right? And it was here that Ninursin brought Babylonian blood magic, sex magic, and money magic and taught it to the ones in captivity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This was part of a breeding program and a training of those that they bred.
Mm-hmm.
So when they released them on the world, they not what we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
They something else now. They worked on created a whole new being in the laboratory, aka Yakub's grafted double.
Right.
Now they cut him loose on the world to go find a suitable place to inhabit that you can call your home, aka we will call that land Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Israel don't even mean what they tell you it means.
Mm-hmm.
Israel is a Masonic coded acronym for Isis, Ra, and El.
That's right. That's right.
It's like Abraham is talking about Isis. Isis is Abraham. Right, what the fuck is you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-part Kemetic word.
Mm-hmm.
Ab me heart.
Mm-hmm.
Ra is the inner light or the soul or the sun within.
Mm-hmm.
El is the mastery of being able to balance the inner light and the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Once you can do that, you become El or a elder.
Go ahead.
Young elder.
Hey, you dropping it? You drop some shit. Go ahead. You dropping it.
In some of our cultures, you have to be 40 years old to become an elder. In other cultures, you got to be 50.
That's right.
Right? So you can't even take the test if you don't come from a culture that will allow you to move into the position of elder. You can't take the test unless you're within 3 years of your elder status, because it's going to take about 5 years for you to go through your trials and tribulations, they call it, your 7-year tribulation. That's everybody right. Not going to go through 7 years of tribulation. That's what people don't understand. But all of the chiefs is going to be going through it, working the problem out like a whole bunch of math geniuses in the classroom working on the chalkboard, trying to solve a problem that can save all of humanity. That's what we doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? But we all got a different part of the problem based on our skill set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And being part Anasazi, meaning the one who tie all of the families together, I can read all their language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On the Wind Talker channel, and I know who's talking to who and what they saying.
Mm-hmm.
So once I know that, I could sit back, and if I watch long enough, I can solve the problem without ever having to be actually smart enough to solve the problem. Because my elders is going to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to go look it up, so I can give the people that I'm telling what my elders told me a reference, because they're not going to believe it coming from me, because I got to hit them with so many facts that they say he can't be lying. That's Nuwapu right there.
I got another question for you, Rod. They say that Rod Hayes don't have paperwork with the chief. We already talked about this in the Made Clear tape, but they say that Rod Hayes don't have his own clan, and he's not classified on records with the Black Hand or the United States Corporation as being.
Why would I register with my enemy, and why would these outlaw clans agree to register with the enemy and give them proper persona jurisdiction over us? We don't want them motherfuckers here in the first place.
That's not the end of the question, because I know you already broke that.
The gold currency will reign supreme over the fiat decreed money that had no value. We won't need inflation to maintain the artificial appearance of value to the currency. Therefore, prices are going to plummet. Just by erasing inflation alone, prices is going to plummet. What's not going to plummet is the pay scale. Because we already know that the pay scale for workers is only a percentage of the value of each worker, no matter what profession they're working in.
Hey, we got a couple of hitters there. Them Counting Like More guys. They say, hey, what's the difference? Is it a difference between birthright and nationality, or is it the same thing? Or indigenous and sovereignty? What's the difference between these things? Because people saying, "Oh yeah, I got to nationalize," and they're not knowing that they putting themselves into a system, a certain type of paradigm, still by associating themselves with a corporation. Go ahead. Rod.
A national is a legal fiction. All nations of the earth is governed by uniform commercial code, right? Every nation is a business. Nationality is the right to do business in the name of the nation that you from, or the corporation that you represent. Your sovereign right supersede national identity anywhere in the known universe. Your sovereign right is the superior right that comes with your birthright. Your national rights comes with your allegiance to a nation, right? Nations, before these corporations hijacked them, used to be family structures called tribes, clans, gangs, right? But now, under the Uniform Commercial Code, in order to do business and make a living, you have to nationalize. You have to become a part of a nation, a citizen. Your citizenship is your straw man status, because no corporation can do business with the flesh and blood person. So your straw man has to be your representative as a national. That's your citizenship status. Your national status is your right to form a straw man. Yep. So the Saudis dropping the petrodollar, the U.S. as the petrodollar, was the final death blow to the Federal Reserve System, because when they was forcing everybody to trade in U.S. currency for the Saudi oil, then it gave an artificial value to the dollar, leveraging gold oil sales as currency adjustment rates.
Hey, so now, because we put this called Run Tell the Pope, because you know how we had to put them catchy topics. Now, what happens to the Roman Empire. Is the Roman Empire, because we know that the Pope is connected with DC and London, because it's like the three things that they talk about, like the three
It's the
stars,
three
the
city
three stars.
states.
Yeah. So how does that play a part with London and DC, the military owned company? We see that they auctioned and selling off all the military equipment. Is that military equipment ours or is it theirs? United States Corporation. They bought it on our backs. It's those tanks and those all them aircraft carriers and stuff that they were building on our dime. Is that ours? Do they have the right to auction it off? Like they was auctioning off the shit off in when they left all that equipment over in Afghanistan or somewhere, and them guys just took it over. $300 billion worth of equipment. And so do they have the right to auction off? We heard that they selling interstates and they put tollways on our interstates now. Because it goes all the way back to George Bush and them and the steel company and all that. It's deep. But can they do they have the right to auction off this equipment? The Pope now and our interstates. Go ahead.
Look, so in bankruptcy, the court give you an opportunity to settle the debt by liquidating your asset. This is what you see them attempting to do. They didn't have any right over here in the first place. This is where the problem comes in. We didn't ask them to come over here. They came intrusively. They were not invited. They set up shop on the land after we told them not to. Right? And they used the bullet to do it. Right? So while they was using force to expand their empire across the land, we didn't just lay down and take it. Contrary to popular opinion, we ain't never stopped fighting. It's just that war evolves. This is the part most people are oblivious to. War evolves based on the output of the bloody war. It's going to have to go into a ceasefire. So now the war is in the phase where it went from the soldiers on the battlefield fighting to the medicine men and sorcerers fighting.
Facts.
Right? So it went from the physical war to spiritual warfare. They was kicking our ass in physical war, but we was kicking theirs too. Right? When both sides begin to be depleted, both sides calling for a ceasefire at the same time. They gave everything back in the Indigenous Rights Act. That's where it's written that they gave it back. They got a United States Indigenous Rights Act and they have a United Nations Indigenous Rights Act. Don't care which one of them you read, they said we had a right to the wealth of the land. They didn't say that we suggest the right. They didn't say we think it might happen. They gave it back and put it on paper. I just got to tell you where to find it so that you could see that I know what I'm talking about. The trick was we had to use our oral tradition, which is also written in there. Once we use our oral tradition, then one of the rightful heirs using the royal tradition to reclaim the land, they have to give us the documents that supports their theft or that they use to catalog the theft, which is the treaties, which is the alloidial title, right? We didn't write no titles to the land. That's all European nobility record-keeping process. So, if we winning, they're going to send one of them families to give us the alloidial title. Well, we won when they gave us the alloidial title.
Right.
Right? They gave it to Empress Rarebird.
She didn't know me and I didn't know her, but I was just consistently following the oral tradition. And they have to give the tribal mother with a particular blood right the paperwork. The paperwork is to trap us. When they surrender it, that's surrendering their traps. It's giving us the keys to the trap. The local communities are going to have to institute programs to bring them into the community so that they don't have to be indulging in criminal behavior. But some of them gonna get murdered. I'm gonna tell you that now. Some of them just gonna die because we not finna let nobody sit in prison for 50 years. If he did something to get 350 years in prison and he not functional in the street, he gonna get done away with. Some of them people in prison are not functional in the street without causing problems for the rest of the people. But for the rest of them, the majority of them, about 95% of them, are going to have community programs to welcome them back, to bring them back into the community.
Hey, we got about 13 minutes. We'll take about 2 or 3 more questions, man. We've been on, well, we're going to run an hour and a half. We're going to come back, though. We getting it back cracking now. We're getting back rolling on these lives, y'all. Hey, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, the brother Rod don't do it for money, but if you want to show him some love on the Cash App, it's DSkype8, SIKAPE, DSkype8. We got it right there in the chat if you want to show him some love. We got about 1,300 people on. We think we might have had about 4,000 people on tonight. Everybody send them $1. Send them something, man. Show them some love, man. You know, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button too, y'all. We'll take a couple more questions before we get out of here. Like I said, we got about 12 minutes. Anybody got any? Let's see, we got some exclusives. It says they are extorting us out of our own money on our own land. Remember the scene and leave the world behind.
Yeah. Why do you think that scene? Why do you think that scene was in the movie?
Go ahead.
Think about it. Go to the title of the movie, Leave the World Behind. I haven't watched the movie, but he mentioned that it's a scene in Leave the World Behind about them extorting us out of our own money. First of all, it got to be your money in order for you to be extorted. They can't extort you out of something you don't got, which makes this a form of racketeering, which is a RICO violation. And the corporation is not immune from prosecution if he's being pursued by a sovereign, but a national can't sue him. Unless he consent.
Now, during what do you think about the immigrants? Them bringing all the immigrants into America. Now that
that's part of the stage show. Look, this is the most coveted land on earth with the most coveted bloodlines. Everybody that's coming over here, no matter what they say out their mouth, coming over here because they love the people of this land. You looking at these immigrants, they got the terrorists watch program and all this stuff trying to put fear in us. When we all rich, who gonna work? When we all get our rightful inheritance from the land and everybody rich, who's gonna work at McDonald's? Who gonna go to who gonna work at the auto factories? And to take slavery out of it, you properly compensate the people for their labor, and then it won't be so miserable. Right? You got some people that's gonna get rich that work certain jobs, they're not gonna leave their jobs until it's time to retire. Because their work family is the family that they love the most. So they rather go to work and drink coffee with Susie and Bobby every morning than stay at home and drink coffee with Uncle Bobby and Aunt Susie. Right? So they have a work family and then they got a home family. And there's more people that get along better with their work family than get along with a birth family. But then those used to be family businesses a long time ago. The hard way.
Yeah.
They gonna feed these Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, BDs, Black Souls. They gonna feed them Latin Kings, Latin Count, Satan Disciples, Satan Disciples. They gonna be feeding. They gotta have some food. They need to be able to take all that aggression that was pointed at each other out on the right enemy. Trump's role is to play a buck dancing clown while he tear the whole system down from the inside. That's his job. He was picked by the hip hop community of New York.
Man, Trump being on like people don't know Trump being on these dudes before he even became president. He was after the mob on stealing the Native American land. He been after these guys, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like people don't like Trump because you know why? They think that the media, they believe everything the media say about Trump, like about how he a racist. Now we know his background, but it's like the people that's really promoting it is the people that's been against us the whole time. The people that's promoting Trump, that he's a bad guy, this and that. You right? And I'm gonna tell you, left wing white folks, man. The whole time Obama was in office, they was making fun of him the whole time. They was being, and then come to find out he was with them too. He was with the with the guys that was the deep state guys that's in on the whole nine. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Judge Joe Brown got an interview he just did about the Trump case.
Go ahead.
Right. And he was talking about the vested interest the judge had, the vested interest that the judge's wife had, the vested interest the judge's daughter had in the case. It also comes out that a day before the verdict came out, there was a leak in the jury room. That's an automatic mistrial. Right? There's a social media account of somebody who claimed to be a cousin of one of the jurors saying we finally got Trump, his ass guilty. They were still deliberating. The deliberation wasn't supposed to be in till the next day.
Wow.
Right? And then on the heels of that, Young Thug judge get caught with the prosecutor trying to buffalo a witness into violating his Fifth Amendment right and testify in court. He got caught. Why is this important? Right? If you're going to prove that they are fraud, you have to drag their fraud out in the open so that the people stop guessing. You don't have to listen to me no more tell you that the whole court system is a fraud. They've been doing this fraudulent BS the whole time. Right? So all you got to do is watch now. This is enough to make them have to throw Young Thug case out and Trump case. See, it's in court, it's a reversible error